and welcome to the next episode of Next Stop. Here with Anthony Salatino, who is our health and safety specialist at West Liberty University, and he's coming to us today from campus because he is an essential employee. Well, he's always an essential employee.
We all are.
But especially in the time of COVID-19, we are looking to Sal for a lot of answers and advice and guidance in terms of all things COVID-19 and West Liberty. So Sal, how are you today?
Doing good. Good. Thank you. Thanks for having me, Jason. I do want to also thank you for all you're doing, keeping the communication going.
Okay.
More than ever, the line of communication is crucial right now.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's helping me cope with this.
Yeah.
Just talking to people helps me cope. But could you just start off by telling us about what you do and kind of what your world was like pre-pandemic, and then how has it changed?
Okay. The title of this position is Health and Safety Specialist. So prior to this, I was actually working with the State Fire Marshal doing our yearly campus-wide safety inspections. And that entails going through all the buildings and just picking out anything that might be a safety concern, nothing major, just typical things that needed addressed. And with that came a large report. The timing, it was great. It was like about a month prior to this virus. I had about a month to look at the report, come up with an action plan on how we as a community or as a college are going to correct these issues. And I just completed that report and then working with the maintenance department now, setting up work orders to get all these fixed. And they're doing a great job as we speak, knocking those out. So that the timing was, and they're still doing that. So that's keeping us busy on that aspect. And prior to that, also on the healthy side of this title, of this position, I was working with Ron Witt to set up a healthy lecture on like personal development, how to keep our minds strong. Because going through some of the things I went through in my personal life, I'm living it daily. There's some tools I want to share with everybody. What can we do right now during this crisis we're all dealing with? What can I help to share with others that helped me during my times? And that's why I sent out these emails recently about some tips. Besides that, don't get me wrong, the hand washing is crucial. Hand washing, the 6-foot clearance and all that. And sometimes PPE, such as the mask and the gloves, are important. But I wanted to send out an email last week about there's more to this. Right now, I think, like you were mentioning, I think our mental aspect's kicking in now. It's starting to wear on a lot of people staying home. What do I do? And I want to share with everybody some tips that will help them.
Well, that's awesome. We're gonna get into those in a few minutes here. But first, I just want to share a story. I think hopefully you'll be proud. I went to Lowe's yesterday for the first time, kind of reluctantly, but there's like a couple of things we really needed, and I was wearing a mask, and saw Joe Mills there, and he was wearing a mask, and we were probably like of the 10% who were actually wearing masks. So go Hilltoppers there. Right?
Exactly, and I think we're probably right behind you. I was going to pick up flowers for my mom and myself, and we had our mask on. But that's the thing with this, Jason. Even that mask thing is, I'm learning today. Even this position, being health and safety specialist, this is crucial right now because I'm learning every hour, every day. I woke up, I came into work, and first thing I did is check my email and CDC saying maybe masks aren't always the way to go. And it's like, I'm here doing the best I can to relay that information with everybody. That we as a society is just doing the best we can to follow the CDC guidelines. That's what I'm trying to, keep us together as best we can on the pros and cons of everything.
So let's go back to your recent emails in terms of mental health and the tips for that. Could you dive into that for us? And
definitely, it goes hand in hand with what we're just talking about. Some things can change, like masks are important at sometimes it's not. Gloves are important. Hand washing is always going to be important. I know that. But the one thing will never change is our personal, how we handle this. And if I could title this one way or another, our thoughts are our actions. And it's what I want to stress to everybody. We have two scenarios here at West Liberty right now. We have, like you said, you're working from home, doing a great job, doing what you're doing. I'm here on campus. Either way, both of us had the same thing we have got to do, and that is, let's have a good day today. I know today I woke up at my age, you're probably doing the same thing. At first I did, okay, what day is today? Okay, it's thing we all have to do, yourself staying at home and me being here at work, is what kind of day am I going to have? I'm going to have a good day. I am going to have a good day today. And you should say the same thing, and everybody watching this should say the same thing. Now, the difference is I'm going to have a good day. If you think about when I came on campus, I could use the words, I got to go to work, or I get to go to work. That one word, changing that word from I got to I get to, plays a huge role. And I'll be honest with you, in the first week when I had to come to work and most people were staying home, I said, why do I got to go to work? Mm-hmm. And my wife helped me flip that as, why don't you look at it as, I get to go to work, especially watch news, which we're going to talk brief shortly here on. You see so many people aren't working and so many people aren't getting paid. And I flipped that, and boy, my days have just been so much better, even during these trying times, just knowing that I get to go to work. And you can say to yourself, I get to stay home. How many people like yourself are saying, oh, I got to stay with my kids, my wife? You know what I mean? But if you flip that and say, I have the honor of seeing my kids. These are donated times that we weren't expecting to have. I know your kids are in school. My son was in college. I spent the last 30 days with my son that we never had with him. And we are making so many memories. And if you get yourself at home and myself at work, and we flip the wording of, I got to go home, or I got to go to work, or I got to stay home, make it, I get to stay home with my wife or my kids, or I get to go to work, or I get to come back home and see my son and my wife when I go home. That plays a big role. And that's what we got to work on. I know a lot of us are doing that. I have to stay home. And I have to go to work. If you flip that, you'll be surprised. I want everybody to try that tomorrow. Flip it so you get out of bed. I get to do this.
I really like that a lot. Thank you. I needed that today.
Yes, I think we all, and again, no one's perfect, but you'll be surprised how much that's changed. Because one thing I've also noticed, and I know you've worked here for years yourself, how many people said, how do you drive that road to West Liberty? Flip that even now. For 30 years working here, I used to say the same. It's drive. But then when I started flipping that is, I get to drive a beautiful drive to West Liberty. I tell everybody, I think it's great. I get to go through a golf resort every day on the way to work. Traffic, beautiful trees. So if you think about it, I go up this morning, so it's going to be a beautiful day. I get to take a beautiful drive into work. Look at that compared maybe 2 months ago or 4 months ago when I got to go to work. I got to ride those windy roads. You know what I mean? That's key. We've got to really make sure we look at this as find the positives in this trying times.
Well, Teresa Gretchen, our colleague, she found a dash cam, kind of like a GoPro for a car. And last week, she's still doing some filming for some labs for Topper Station for some classes. And she filmed the drive that you were just describing.
Wow.
And she shared it with me, and I watched the whole thing. I miss it. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful drive.
It is beautiful. Even all season, wintertime, the snow-capped trees, and then this time of year, the trees are green, the sky was blue today, the sun was up. There's a lot of people that aren't feeling that way, which goes hand in hand with my next thing I want to talk about. We're getting so in with the news. Social media is out there. Don't get me wrong, we have got to stay informed, especially in my position in this field. I have got to set aside 15 minutes a day to find out where we stand with these new guidelines. But if you notice what I just said, I said 15 minutes a day because things aren't changing every 5 minutes. And if they do, I will find out, I will find out one way or another if something major changes. But what we're finding ourselves, in the old days, there used to be news on at 8 in the morning, maybe at noon, and then 6. Well, now there's 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 12 p.m., 1 p.m., 5, 5:30, 6, 6:37. There's a lot of news out there. That's not counting social media, Facebook and all that, that we can get on and get all that negative. We're getting so inundated with negative news. This is why I want to do this for everybody. We need to make sure we get 15 minutes, get what we need to find out, learn. We all care about the weather. find out what's going on with the coronavirus, and then get off of there and spend more time doing more positive self-development stuff. And that's what I'm really focusing on myself. And I want everybody else to do the same.
Yeah, Diana Harto was a guest last week, and she said something that I really took to heart. It's, you know, you don't have to think that your job is exactly the same, that you're going to go to your work office and work an 8-hour day. It's okay to know that things are different, but like you said, like in those windows of time where you might feel like there's nothing to do something that's good for you. Do some research, like do a webinar, right?
You had a great show with Diane. I told her, I actually texted her. I watched it. And again, you did a great job, and so did Brian and Diane. And I wrote her, I said, you kind of stole my thunder. She said, look at it as a good lead in, because her last lines was she's seeing how she's going out and taking a walk.
Right.
You know, for those of you working from home, I shouldn't speak on behalf of everybody's supervisor, but I guarantee you there's not a supervisor say, I better see you at your desk from 8 to 4 and do not move.
Right.
You don't do that here at work. I look at this campus, I've been here, I went to school here, and I've worked here for 30 years. So for my 35 years, I never looked at this campus the way I look at it now. I know we've had the same trees here since I've been here, but I've noticed the trees differently. I know the flagpoles differently. You know, things that we may have taken for granted. I know I speak for myself. I'm looking at it different. I walk more. I sit outside. I've always sat outside and ate lunch, but I just really listen to the birds and look at this beautiful campus we have. And if you listen to words that I'm using compared to, I got to be here, I can't wait to 4 o'clock to get home, and drive that windy road home and see my wife and kid. We have got to flip that. We have to flip it soon. And we have got to be careful with all the negative news we are watching and look at all the positive stuff that's going on. There's so many families doing things together they never would have done if it wasn't for this.
Yeah. I totally agree. I'm overusing the word or the phrase silver linings. But it's true. There's a value in the slowing down of things.
Yes.
And you know, my 4-year-old, she is this is probably going to be one of the times of her life, because she doesn't understand the news. She doesn't see the big picture. She's just hanging out with her older brothers and her parents every day, and we are relaxed in our rules, and she gets to watch PG-rated movies every night.
Exactly. I think we learn from our kids. I mean, the thing what you just said, she doesn't really understand the news, so she's going along. That was a beautiful line you just said, and bless her, because she's teaching us a lesson. Yep. Maybe we need a little 15 minutes break from what she does. You know, we need that 15 minutes of, okay, here's the newest, the governor's ruling today is going to be such and such, and okay, the weather's going to be like this for the week. Okay, then it's going off. Then be like your daughter. Okay, have a beautiful day. Watch a beautiful movie. I know I picked up the guitar for the first time in years. I'm going to learn the guitar during this break. And
we should have when you're ready, we should have a part 2 episode. Do a live stream.
Yeah, it'll be a while. But I am truly enjoying that. And it's like I'm walking more at nights, and our neighbors, we're, you know, from our porches, we're talking across the street. And it's just another thing I want to give you some tips. I'm going to give everybody some tips. I'm doing a gratitude journal. I want everybody during the day, think about, you know, they're saying if you just 1 week, write down 3 things that you're grateful for today. And you'll be surprised how, yes, we are in trying times right now. There's no way around that. But by golly, there's some beautiful things going on right now in our lives as well. And if you stop and think about it, it's only 10 o'clock right now, 10:30. I can name 3. I woke up today. I'm very blessed. There's a lot of people not waking up. I had a beautiful drive into work today. Now I'm doing this. I have the luxury of doing this little session here with you to reach out to other people. It's 10 o'clock. I've already got 3 things in my life that I am blessed for. Now you take the 8 hours, 9 hours of this. That's a good day today. And that's a good way to go to sleep tonight. And that's going to set your day up for tomorrow. You won't wake up tomorrow on Tuesday. You and I are going, and everybody else watches. I'm going to have a good day today. Be it at home, be it at work. You watch how much that changes. And if we can get this to expand on to more people, I think we're going to be okay here at West Liberty. Because I know this is nationwide, but I want to speak on behalf of our campus. I think if we all do that, we all reach out and with shows like this. I guess I watched what you had on Friday with Diane. That really helped me a lot for the weekend. She said she goes out and walks, and I said I can do the same.
Very well said. Very well said. How important, I know that before the pandemic, you were doing a lot of work with the engagement committee and through your office in terms of physical activity and its significance with mental health at the workplace. So tell us a little bit about like stuff that you're working on even before this, and then how it translates to this environment.
Definitely. That's a great lead in. What I was doing prior to this, and I know I woke up in the morning, first thing in, gratitude. Thank you for today. I'm going to have a beautiful day. Then the first thing I deal with, I like to see more people do is, you've seen it all over the news now, meditate. And believe me, there's a thing called monkey brain. People can't meditate. I get monkey brain, I'm all over. If that's a term, I had gorilla brain. I mean, my always running. But with a little bit of effort, I love to meditate. I start my day every morning with 5-minute meditation. Just get myself ready for a beautiful day. Once that's over, I suggest we all move. What I was doing CrossFit, and there's several West Liberty employees doing CrossFit as well. It doesn't need to be CrossFit. It can be any kind of movement. I can't stress that enough. Before you start your day, get up and do some kind of movement. Now, the push now, as you notice in the home gyms, unfortunately, gyms are closed, and I'm not knocking. I think I need a gym myself. I need someone to push me. Mm-hmm. There's so much push right now for home workouts. There are squats, there's push-ups, there's sit-ups, there's walks. There's 4 things right there. If you do that throughout your day, how good that does for my mental stability and your mental stability is key. Move first thing in the morning before your kids even get up. So when your son or daughter gets up or your spouse gets up, you've already meditated. You said you have a good day. You did some movement. That sounds like a great way to start your day. Mm-hmm. And I think doing it early too, because a lot of people, okay, I'll do it when I get home from work. We all know that 4 or 5, 8-hour day really beats you. And you come home, and I'm not going to go to the gym. I'm not going to go for a walk. I'm saying put that walk up there. You're no longer watching news 2 hours tonight. You're going to watch 15 minutes of it. From 5 to 5:15, you're watching news. From 5:15 to 5:30, exercise. Please get outside. Do something. If it's raining cold, do something inside. Be surprised how much that helps.
Yeah, I guess another fortunate thing about the timing of this pandemic is that it happened in the spring rather than November. I mean, it might sound crazy to say, but I'm serious. Like, it's the fact that it's not dark at 5 o'clock, I think is huge right now for everyone's mental health.
Very key.
Hopefully it gets warmer though.
Yeah, once it gets warm. But you know what? Sometimes I even said it this morning when I took a walk this morning. And I said, this cool air feels good. Mm-hmm. And can I say, I can't beat that. You're using word silver lining. My silver lining for a repeating word is going to be our thoughts. Mm-hmm. It's too cold out, or it's a beautiful, cool morning out. I feel this was good. It actually woke me up. Then you take a lukewarm shower. And that's a whole nother episode about cold showers, what that does to your thoughts. You'll be surprised. You do all these things I'm talking about. Your day is going to be a lot different than it was months ago.
Man, Sal, I should have brought you with us to India. You would have fit in really well there.
You know what? When I saw it, it's the first thing I thought of. What a dream to go there. That would be great. Yeah. And that wasn't me. And I'll be honest with you, everybody. I had no choice. My personal things that went on in my life. I had to reach out and do these things. In other words, I was going to, like a lot of people now, unfortunately, going down a slippery slope. I had to stop it and say, I'm going to beat this. Now, I'm here to tell everybody right now, we all can beat this. Mm-hmm. But take these tips that we're giving today, which is start your day positive, do a gratitude journal. Now, we haven't talked on this briefly, but we got to eat healthy. What we put in our mouth right now is more key than ever. It's not about the scale. It's about what that does for your immune system, what we're putting in our mouths right now. And again, you'll hear that line, well, I don't have time to really. Well, maybe if you don't watch 2 hours of news, you cut that down to 15 minutes. You have an hour and 45 minutes now that you would have been watching the news to cook something healthy. Careful eating sugar and carbohydrates, the old thing you've been hearing about now. That's key more now than ever, what we're eating. I know I've very zoned in on that as well. And it's helped me tremendously because we all slip, and I purposely we'll call it a cheat day. When I have that pizza or a nice beer, on the weekends, like, I feel it the next day. I say, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Imagine the old me doing that 5, 6, 7 days a week.
Right.
But during these trying times, and how many people are saying that, well, I'm stuck at home, might as well just enjoy some pizzas.
Hmm.
We want to be careful what we're eating right now as well.
Well, how do we do that when it's hard to go to the grocery store, or it's, it seems challenging? You have any
That's
advice
a good
there?
point. Truth, if there's ever an essential store, that should be about it, the grocery stores. And I go once a week because which again, back to the gratitude, I'm getting a lot of joy helping other people. We all have family members that aren't capable of going to the store because of their ages. So I just give me your list, and I got my list, the mask on, and I go. It may take me 2 hours to get through 2 different stores for everybody, but I come home with a week-long grocery list of salads, vegetables, eggs, some meat, a lot of water, pumping that water, and I deliver that to other people as well. And that makes me feel good spiritually, but also I'm eating healthier. I'm not enabling, well, I'll just go to a drive-through and get something quick and easy. I'm being very cautious of doing that. I think now it's crucial. We're trying to help our restaurants out, but we got to be careful what that means. It doesn't mean to help out your McDonald's 7 days a week, the processed foods. If you want to go somewhere and help out our family restaurant, I think it's awesome. Get a healthy salad, get some vegetables and some meat. But I want to touch on that today because you'll be surprised if you eat better, you exercise, you meditate. That sounds like a good day if you ask me, even during these trying times.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm writing everything down, and I'm excited to implement some of these myself. Now, I know that it's like you said in the beginning of the show, where you're absorbing new information. Things seems to be changing daily in terms of COVID and suggestions and rules and regs. But I have to have some part of you thinking about West Liberty University going back to work, and what does that mean? I know there's no answers, but what are some of the types of things you're working on or researching for the time where we actually come back? And I'm sure that it's going to be a different world.
It is a different world. The good news is we're slowly doing it. I don't know if you're aware, at one time there's only a few of us on campus. Then the maintenance department was brought back because they're deemed essential in our state as construction is. And that gave us a chance, okay, on a smaller scale, what do we do with these people, these employees that we are bringing back? Now, I'll be the first one to be honest with you. It wasn't easy at first. We had a lot of, is this allowed and this allowed and this, I saw this on TV, we shouldn't be doing this, we should be doing this. And I want to make sure we all know we have a critical incident response team here at West Liberty. It's chaired by our Chief of Police, Joe Montemuro, who's doing a great job. And we meet weekly, every Tuesday, to go over what's changed since last week at this time. What can we do? I'm proud to say we're being very proactive here at West Liberty. We know the students eventually got to come back and get their stuff out of the dorms that they've left. We know employees are going to be slowly brought back here and there. What can we do? And that's all we can do is really follow the guidelines of what everybody else is doing and what we can do here at West Liberty. But make it note that safety is the number one priority. We told our maintenance department, your safety is key. And if somebody doesn't agree or they think masks are important, we make sure we get a mask. The hardest thing, Jason, is, like I said, back to the news. If someone's watching 2 or 3 hours of the news, they get so much fear base built into their system, and a lot of our employees are going to come back that way. We at West Liberty have got to make sure we let them know we are here to work with them, but also let them know that I have spent a lot of my time doing this part of my job while they're doing theirs. Trust in me, trust in our CERT team. Scott Cook's been spending a lot of time doing a lot of research. Christy's doing a great job, our campus nurse. We're doing the best we can to stay up on these guidelines and just let them know we're not here to point fingers, rather we're here to help them. And it's going to be a challenge. There's no doubt about it. But the good news is we are currently working on that as we speak.
Cool.
But masks are important, but at one time we thought we needed certain types of masks. And now we're finding out that those types of masks aren't even needed, and maybe masks at all aren't needed as long as we keep our 6 foot clearance for now.
Mhm.
And hope it goes away, then that will have to be. But for now, we're playing on how do we deal with the 6 foot clearance with our employees? We stagger our work shifts and
Mhm.
all that. We're keeping certain doors locked. Right now, Arnett Hall is one of our few buildings where we have a few students in there because of the animals. And our professor over there worked with us, and we came up with a great plan. We have one door open for just the students to go in, and we have one side where the contractors are using, and our paths aren't crossing. That was for that building only, and that might have to be the way we go about this when we come back.
Yeah.
Each building's gonna be different. Some buildings are strictly employees, some are more students than others, some are dorms. We have to look at each case separately, and there's no cookie cutter answer. Here's how we're gonna do it at West Liberty. Everybody's gonna wear a mask, unless that comes down from the higher ups.
Right.
Each case can be a little bit different, and that's, I guess, my long, short answer is that's what we're doing now. We are looking at our dorms are different than our science buildings, which are different than our Shaw Hall or our academic buildings.
Right.
Just treat each building separately.
All right, those are really good points. I know that we still have some students still on campus, right? And so we have to
Yes, we do.
consider their life as well. And we're still serving food, so there's a lot to consider.
And I'm seeing smiles with them. I let them at one time in the very beginning, they were sitting pretty close at lunch, and I went over and I introduced myself, and I reminded them about the 6 foot rule. And I was so proud. The very next day, I looked out and there they were sitting about 8 to 10 feet apart from each other, having a beautiful lunch on a sunny day.
Mhm.
I gave them a wave, said thank you. I mean, it's, if we come across as I'm here to help you because I care, not as here to do what I say, I think it goes a long way. And they're very receptive of it. They're very happy.
I know you're a sports fan. Your son was a great player.
Yeah.
Do you think we're gonna have football?
You know what? I just told him this weekend, and my heart bleeds for everybody because I hear some people say that's not that important, and I caught myself saying that's the least things on someone's mind right now. And I thought, wait, I don't even know how important that year my son's playing for Winning Park season, what that meant for him and me, and it will be engraved in our heart for the rest of our lives for personal reasons as well. And I can't fathom if we had that whole year that was wiped out. So to answer your question, I don't know. I can't fathom having a season with no fans. I even asked him what it been felt like if you had to play a championship game with no fans. They went from 11,000 to 0 in the stands.
Yeah.
What would it have felt like having nobody in the stands? And I'm hoping that we do have football and sports in general. I feel my heart goes out to everybody, the baseball players up here, the basketball team, football. This is something but I think we as a community has done the best we can to try to, back to your line, find that silver lining of let's believe there will be. In the meantime, is just do the best we can, get ready for it. Assume it will be.
This week we can watch to see if your son's former teammate gets drafted in the NFL, right?
Yes, we're all excited about that. I coached little Elijah when he was a little kid, and that helped me. Right then, I knew he was a special kid, but they all were. That whole group of boys are special to me, and it's good to see someone that has success like that here in the Valley.
All right, Sal. So, in wrapping up, are there any words of wisdom or advice that you'd like to share with anyone that we haven't touched on yet?
My main thing is, please reach out to me. Fortunately, unfortunately, I've lived through these times for other personal reasons, and I know how hard it is to go down that why me or why us. And I get the greatest friends. I mean, Rich Lucas is big here at West Liberty, and I don't know where I'd be without Rich. And just know that we're all here, and reach out to other people. If you're struggling, there's resources out there for all of us. And I can't stress this enough. Finish your day with what went well today. It's kind of back to that gratitude. What went well today? If you start doing that and looking at each day as that, I guarantee you we'll get through this.
Okay. So this is kind of on the fly, but I have my first gratitude journal entry ready to go. Are you ready?
Okay.
Yes. Today I'm grateful for the sunshine, and I'm grateful that I get to go to work, not that I have to go to work. And I'm grateful for Safety Sal.
Oh, as I am for you and all this community, it's a great place to work.
All right. I feel like as long as this keeps going on, we'll probably want to catch up again as things change. So maybe we can
Definitely.
talk in a couple of weeks, and I hope to see you in person soon.
Great. Everybody stay healthy and stay positive.
Okay. Thank you, Sal.
Thank you.
Bye bye.